Google has changed the AI era forever. Recently, Google launched its new agentic ID called Antigravity. Particularly, I have been using it for almost 2-3 weeks now, and I have to say, I will be stopping to use VS Code as a developer right now. Hey guys, my name is Aditya. Welcome back to the channel. And in this video, I'll be particularly talking about how Google Anti-Gravity is changing the way developers write or build applications. So recently, Google announced Google Anti-Gravity, which as on the website it says experience liftoff with a next generation ID. Honestly, I have to say this is a next generation ID. Okay, it's basically an agentic platform from ID to terminal to everything. It's like agentic end to end. As it says, it's an AI IDE core, high level abstractions, cross surface agents, user feedback, agentic first experience. I think it's a big competition to what Cursor as a software is doing right now. And honestly, to say, I have been using it and I have actually been amazed by how it works. I have already downloaded it for my Mac. So let's make or create an application which is one of our most favorite apps, which was like Pinball in the Windows Vista, Windows 9, Windows 10 era. So I'll have just right here Pinball Game. Okay, I'll just open it here, and what I'll do is I'll complete this. Okay, it's initializing the agent here. So the entire UI just looks like normal VS Code as we have. But there are some other things. Here we have a conversation mode, which is either a planning or a fast mode. And there are some different models that it has provided, like Gemini 3 Pro, which is a high level reasoning model, 3 Pro Low, which is a low level, Claude Sonnet 4.5, GPT OSS, and other things. So this is what I will give it as a prompt. I want to create a locally running pinball game, just like we used to have it on our older Windows machines to play. Help me build it. Okay, and I'll be using the high reasoning model, Gemini 3 Pro high reasoning, and I'll be using the planning mode. Okay, and I click enter. Okay, so this is what I have just given it. Earlier, what used to happen is like when Copilot came into picture, it would say, okay, this is the thing, it would generate. Okay, but this is something it actually understands the context of the entire code base and then generates a task list. The first thing that it did is create a task list. Okay, these are the planning and setup it is doing. Create an implementation plan, initialize a product structure, core game engine, game objects, logic, game logic and UI, and verification. Now what it is doing is it's creating an implementation plan. Okay, this is how the implementation plan is. Create a fully functional locally pinball raining game using HTML5, Canvas and JavaScript. This game will feature physics-based ball environment, ball movement, user-controlled flippers, scoring, and basic sound effects, mimicking the classic Windows paintball experience. So it is proposing some changes, and if you see right here, there are files that have been created. I'll just go through the proposed structure and then we will go to all the files. This will be a index.html, which is a main entry point, style.css, main.js, game, vector, everything. So now it's thinking, let's go into HTML. Now this is where the human in the loop part comes into picture, wherein you have to accept or reject the changes that are made by the agent. For now, I'll accept the changes. Then I'll go here, I'll accept, vector, accept, styles also I'll accept, ball, accept. I'll accept for now, I'll accept all the changes. For now, it's having a basic styling with the H1 controls, final score. It has a lot of JS files, right? So the main entry point JS file here would be, I think, main.js, wherein there would be an event listener where we are getting the element by ID called game canvas, and we are then setting up a canvas resolution to match the display size for crisp printing. Okay, and then we have obstacles.js, everything. Okay, What it did now, as you see here, I just closed something that it had. I think it's here. Guys, they have created their own browser, built-in browser, on which the applications will run. I can see here it's kind of a very, vintage kind of experience that it is giving us. And if you see here, this is like the blue, dark blue background, which it is like hovering here, meaning the agent is taking control over the entire DOM and making the changes, just like how Perplexity Comet does on their browser. If you have not seen my video on Perplexity Comet, link in the description, you can go and check it out. So let's see if I think the working is done. I can go and actually test this thing. I'll press play to start. Left arrow A, right arrow is B, space to launch. Okay. I think it's analyzing some issues present here. It's analyzing the launch issues. Okay, let us see and let us see what are the changes it's trying to do. It's launching the browser, physics game, changing the ball.js, everything. I'll accept here, obstacle, vector, game. Okay, it's changing. I'll do a reload here. I am pressing space, but it's not launching. I'll have to wait again. Actually, to be honest, this is like a very good help that all the developers would get, because sometimes there are some changes that you don't understand. Rather than going to ChatGPT and having limited amount of tokens on Copilot, this is something wherein you get obviously more number of tokens, more number of usage for your project that you are building, for your product that you are building, and it will internally help you a lot of things to understand how an agentic workflow works. Whether you are building your own agents into your product, you will get a better understanding of how the flow or how the user experience should be like. So it's trying to build something, trying to do on its own. There are some errors that I see in the inspect element here. What I'll do is I'll just paste this errors here. I'll just cancel these changes and I will say this is the error that I face here when inspecting the page. Okay, and I'll just get started. I'll accept all the changes that it had told me earlier. It's thinking some things like, okay, taking up the request from the user and thinking about it. I pinpointed the root cause course error that the user is encountering. My analysis show that it is a direct result of using ES6 modules in their index.html. Browser is for security reasons, restrict the execution of modules when the page is loading via a file. Okay, so what are the things that you have to do? I've started to reprioritize the user's immediate blocking issue, and I'm working on the launch script. I'm building. Where did it go? Yeah, I'm building start game.command script that will open localhost 8000 after starting a Python server using Python. So it automatically understood like, okay, ES6 modules don't allow the scripts to execute. So it started creating a Python server. I noticed you are encountering course error. This is because modern browsers block JS modules when direct learning from a file. Okay, I'll click this and let me refresh this again. And I will say, please start the server and test the website. And just say, please start the server and test the website. I don't want to even, write any single line of code here. I will tell the agent, please start the server and do the testing. So it started the server HTTP port it's running. So I think it started the server and server is running on port 8000. Okay, so as you can see, we have the server running and the project running as well. Let's try to play it. Let's try to play for the old time's sake. So we'll press enter, a space, and okay, it's not actually taking or running onto the pins. Just give the agent as the ball is not, hitting the pads. Make sure they hit. Okay, and I'll just press enter. Let's say ball is not hitting the pads, make sure they hit. It should obviously hit the pads. Okay. Now I'm zeroing in the collision detection with flipper.js. It seems the ball is not making contact with the flipper, suggested to a continued problem with the hitboxes and misaligned visual elements. It's thinking, tackling the tunneling issue. So, you know how sometimes AI actually makes your work easier. You know how to implement that thing, you know how to make that feature, you know what are the steps you need to do. The only thing is you need to be able to format it in certain way such that AI understands the context very well. So as per now it says I've significantly improved the collision physics. The ball should now hit the flippers reliably without passing through them. Okay, I'll try refreshing this. I don't think so. The ball now is not even hitting the upper, upper wall. The ball is not now even hitting the upper wall. It's like getting hit here and then getting out. So give it to it again until unless you get the right answer. You just have to give it. What are the issues? You have to just say to the agent. I have to say, even getting to this part is a big thing for this type of AI, because it understands and getting the context of what the user wants to say and building it on top of it. Obviously it is an AI generated, it would be 100% correct, but to build it up to this level is something what I am very fascinated about. Obviously there are some issues that I can see here, like the ball is not able to go up now, but I can flip these two flippers and get the balls, number of balls, the count of balls reduced, and getting the game over. So you can see the basic logic that you want for an application for this particular game is implemented by anti-gravity. And particularly I can say I'm looking forward to how anti-gravity is built, looking forward to how they are building on or trying to build out more features of how we can integrate more such agentic flows or agentic applications into these kind of softwares. So anti-gravity is changing the way developers write code, as I said in the starting of the video. Do explore anti-gravity. Download link will be in the description given below, also in the pinned comments. And do let me know your experience on how did you like anti-gravity and what are the products or what are the games that you try to experiment on using anti-gravity. So this was it for the video. If you like the video, make sure to like, share and subscribe to the channel. See you guys in the next one. Until then, bye bye.